Hello and welcome to today's LinkedIn and YouTube news you can use. So we had a little bit of a break while I went on holidays and we're back now. So if you're here today, let me know that you're here and then we can get started going into the detail of what I wanted to share with you today. We have really three stories to look at today. Those are the hidden buyers from LinkedIn's report, the AI hiring assistant on LinkedIn, which I've been playing around with. It's kind of interesting. If we get some questions on that, we probably could show those live today. And then the third one is the updates on YouTube and what's coming out with their testing and stuff. So like an official news reader, I have my news here with you. So let's see, a show of hands, who is here today joining me live. I do appreciate I sent possibly the wrong time out in my email. So, okay, let's start with the report from LinkedIn and Edelman on the hidden buyers. I keep looking in the wrong lens because I've got a silly extra camera here, which is distracting me. So there we go. All right. So LinkedIn have published a new report on thought leadership content. This is something I love talking about because it's what we help our clients with. And this week I did a recording, our monthly recording of one of my clients. And we were just chatting about how the process is so easy because she shows up. We have questions agreed in advance. She has a strategy about what she wants to be known for. And that is very much based on creating video content that showcase her expertise in her area and consistently showing up on LinkedIn to talk about that stuff that leads to people booking her to come in and work with their company on their workshops. And those people are hidden buyers. This is why I love this report so much, because it literally speaks to my clients as to why they should be showing up regularly on video on LinkedIn. And interestingly, actually, I was going to talk about a thing about metrics with Dan Ince. I don't know if you're watching Dan, but let me make sure I get to that bit at the end. So I'm just scribbling that down in my notes. So Dan and I were having a discussion about how many people are seeing your content right now and how many people are seeing your comments right now, because I noticed when I commented on one of Dan's posts, I was getting 1.5 times the views of my comment as I was on my actual own post. Like, what is going on with the metrics on LinkedIn right now? I know I'm not the only one who thinks it's gone a wee bit loopy. That is not a professional term. But anyway, okay, if you're watching live, say hello and I'll put your name up on stage. And if you've got any questions for me about LinkedIn, YouTube for educational purposes, then please do pop them on the post as well. And I will try my best to answer them for you today. If I can't answer them today, then I will answer them in a video or in a post later on this week over on LinkedIn. All right, so this report on thought leadership content on LinkedIn, influencing buyer decisions. So they interviewed 2,000 management level positions, professionals, okay? And the key audience was talking about hidden buyers. So what is a hidden buyer? So a hidden buyer is someone who plays a role in making a decision, but are not the primary experts in that specific business area. What does that mean, Louise? Okay. So these are staff from finance, legal, compliance, and or procurement departments. So this is you showing up on LinkedIn with your video content or your articles or your newsletters. Well, Chimaka, I'm glad somebody is watching. Thank you. Hello. So these are people who are not connected to your sales team, but they are influencing the sales and where the sales team are looking. And I have had this experience multiple times in my business. So I'll give you an example for me. So we do LinkedIn content for companies. We create, as I said, we do the video content, and out of that we create all the written content, the posts, the articles, the blog posts as well, the LinkedIn newsletters. And I have connected with lots of people who then tell their buying team about us. So I'm showing up regularly on LinkedIn, and this happened. When did this happen recently? Somebody said, oh, I know it was. It's a globally recognized organization, but it's a national organization in the UK. And somebody messaged me and said that their CEO or their C-suite were discussing needing LinkedIn training for the CEO. And this person said, oh, I know who does that. It's Louise Brogan, because they're connected to me on LinkedIn and they see me talking about that on LinkedIn. So all of a sudden, my name's been bandied about in the C-suite of this UK-wide organization, because somebody in my network who is not the buyer, who sits within one of these areas, finance, legal, compliance, or procurement, that person is seeing me. I am staying top of mind because I'm showing up regularly talking about this stuff on LinkedIn. It's very focused. This is the thing now. I'm sure many of you have seen the story of the Coldplay. I think they call it the Jumbotron in the US. People are talking about that on LinkedIn. People are talking about, thankfully, they've stopped talking about M-dashes, I think, mainly in my newsfeed anyway. So people are talking about these kinds of things, and they're distracting, and they're not really telling your network what it is you do and what you want to be known for. Hi, Cody. Oh, new member, nice to meet you. So people are showing up and talking about stuff on LinkedIn that's not connected to what they do. And so those people who are in your network, who are not necessarily the decision makers, but are connected to the decision makers, maybe they're meeting them at the water cooler, as they say. Maybe they're meeting them in the pub on a Friday for Friday drinks. Is that a thing that still happens? That's what, when I worked in my first graduate job, that's what we always loved, going for one drink on a Friday after work in the local Hilton. But anyway, it's those conversations and those discussions. And if you think of LinkedIn as being like an in-person event or a business conference that you're at, it's the conversations you're having with people that filter down, and you're consistently showing up and talking about the same things, that you become known for those things. So let me dive a wee bit more about this. So these hidden buyers, the important thing to note is they are not connected to your sales team. So it's more crucial to present content to them. Okay. The data on the report by LinkedIn Edelman says that thought leadership content does have an impact on all decision makers, including these hidden buyers. They are actively consuming expert content. I mean, that's what people kind of go to LinkedIn for. It's for news and updates on what's going on in your industry. And yes, we're all entertained by, whatever's going on in the world that's kind of interesting, that stays in the safe zone, I think is probably a really good idea to suggest. But people are showing up. They are listening to you. They are, if you stay top of mind, you keep talking about the things and sharing value, being of service to people, then you will get referred business as a result. And it is definitely the case that it's been for me. So what hidden buyers measure, this is really important, beyond assessing direct products or services, they are seeing what kind of person you are, evaluating your approach to how you work with people, what your content reflects about your business. And this is literally why I'm going to be doing these live streams every Friday, because I want to bring in you what is new on LinkedIn, so that when you hire me to come and train your team, you know that I am completely up to date on what's going on with LinkedIn. So yeah, it makes sense. This is a very meta conversation today, because I'm kind of talking about something that we do ourselves. So how to maximize the appeal to your hidden buyers, because the fact is they're hidden and they're probably not engaging with your content. They're watching it. They're probably not commenting. I'd be amazed if they were commenting or sharing your content. So you don't actually know that they're looking at your stuff. That's the issue, isn't it? If you have LinkedIn Premium, then and they've looked at your profile, then you do know that. But you don't know how much of your content they're actually consuming, because we don't have a way of telling that. Although LinkedIn are giving us more access to metrics on, oh, I forgot to include this in this week's news flashes. LinkedIn are now allowing third-party companies like Hootsuite to share analytics on personal LinkedIn data. So we never used to be able to get that before. So if you're using a third-party scheduling tool, you were always able to pull out the metrics on content for company page posts, but now they've included or widened the API. API is, don't want to get too technical, but it's a hook where, so if you're Hootsuite and this is LinkedIn, it's able to pull data out of LinkedIn. This is literally the API. Okay, very technical diagram. So now they're able to pull data out of the personal profile content as well as the company page content. So that is very interesting news. I don't think it's for every social media scheduling tool yet. There are a list of the ones that are using it. So that's definitely that would be worth checking out as well. Actually, I must do a post. I could do a post about that in our community over on YouTube. Okay, so to appeal to this broader hidden buyer audience, you have to have a more generalized approach, okay, which professional firms might sometimes overlook. So this is basically what they're saying is, don't be going too highbrow. Don't be trying to talk about things in such a high level that people don't know what you're talking about, like me talking about APIs, So hopefully my little diagram explained that. But try and talk about things in a way that everyone can understand. That's what I'm saying. So if you were out for coffee or you were at a business networking breakfast and you're all chatting about something that everybody in your circle understands what it is you're saying, rather than going too high level and people don't really know what you mean. So you have to be able to explain your thoughts and opinions in a more generally appealing way. So Cody and Shamaka, tell me if that is what I am managing to do here today, because that would be good. All right, so your content should be able to explain the benefits to a general reader and also reflect positively on you and your brand. Okay, so the overall takeaway for this hidden buyers on LinkedIn is focus on talking to a broader audience, ensure your content speaks to people generally, and understand that it's influencing how you and your business and your brand are being perceived. Okay, so if I was going to come in and deliver training to you, you would hopefully know that I will take the time to explain that everybody in the room understands what it is we're doing and what I'm trying to say, and how I'm asking you to send me questions, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. All of that stuff, that's how I deliver training. So hopefully that comes across in the way my content comes out on LinkedIn. Okay, so we'll go now to, should we go to the YouTube stuff? I think so. All right, so YouTube is adding in a video title testing option. So I have had the opportunity to test thumbnails on my videos for a while now. And that is where, when you upload a new video onto YouTube, I've been able to add in up to 3 thumbnails. And then YouTube's testing them all out on people, and then comes to you eventually after 7 days and said, this is the one that's getting the most people to click through to watch your video. So now they're going to do test and compare on video titles on YouTube as well. So I don't know if anyone's got that yet. I don't think I have it yet. So I'm interested to see when that comes out, and testing out your video titles. If you're not sure how to come up with different titles, you could use AI to give you some suggestions on that. There's ChatGPT, of course. I really like Notebook LLM, which is you need to feed it resources and it will pull information from those resources. So you could go to YouTube's own content on this and add that into Notebook LLM and ask it to summarize how best to find what video titles will work for you. All right. The purpose of the video testing tool is to allow creators to determine the most engaging and attention-grabbing elements for your video uploads. It's being rolled out to a small percentage of creators initially, with plans for wider expansion. What does that mean? When LinkedIn tests a new feature, they test it in 5 tranches of people. So there's the initial tiny group. Once that small group seems to be engaged, then it goes out to a second, much bigger group. Then the third group is the bulk of people would be my audience, but it does actually have 5 stages. So sometimes you're sharing content about new features on LinkedIn and people don't get it for a couple of months. And sometimes it'll go to the first, second, and third tranche and they'll decide to pull it completely. So you never get it. So how you end up in each of these tranches, I think, is very much determined on what the feature is and the audience fit for that feature. Okay. I do know that asking for it does not actually give you any more of a boost to get into that level. So how the video titles will work for YouTube is YouTube will show different versions of your chosen titles evenly across your videos viewers. A winning title or thumbnail, so it's both tests, is selected based on which one generates the most watch time share. So it's not the click-through rate, it's the watch time share. So YouTube considers watch time the best metric to guide content strategy decisions and maximizes your chances of success on the platform as it drives exposure and reach. Well, there you go. So I correct myself there. And also, I like this. I like data-backed evidence. I like testing something and getting the data behind it to make the decisions. Data-driven decisions definitely are working. Okay. The industry example that they gave in this release was, of course, Mr. Beast. And it said that Mr. Beast reportedly has a team of 6 people dedicated to developing and testing video thumbnails, often trying up to 20 variations for each clip. So when I was in social media marketing world, I think it was there, somebody talked about this, about how they will create a video thumbnail and they will test it on Instagram before they put it anywhere near YouTube. So they test the video thumbnail on Instagram and see how many people, which one people like most, and that's what they then use as the basis for going over to YouTube. So that's interesting. I am not doing this. It's just a wee bit. It's just a bit much. Maybe I will change my mind on this in the future. All right. So the next thing about LinkedIn, so we've looked at the hidden buyers, we've looked at the video testing of titles for YouTube, and then the third piece of news you can use is LinkedIn's new AI hiring process. And I have to confess, I have tried this out, and it is really simple. So I wonder, can we pull it up on screen? Let's try and actually get this on screen so I can show you it in reality. So I'm just going to go over to, let me share my screen. Share screen to LinkedIn. Here we go. All right. We're now going to look at where is the hiring bit. It did come up earlier. It may not show me now. Okay, we'll have to go to, let's look for jobs. That's creating alerts, post a free job. So this is, where is the AI hiring tool? It was easier to do this earlier. Oh, here we go. Okay, find your next great hire. All right. Any questions you have, guys, in this, please do ask them. So put in a job title. So for the example here, I'm going to use find your next great hire, a personal assistant. Now let's remove that and say video editor. Okay, so it starts to give you different options. Let's type in freelance video editor and then generate with AI. So what I really like about this is it's pulling insights from my profile and my company. Ooh, that went fast. I've drafted a job description based on your profile and company. So then here we go. So it goes company description, role description. Now, obviously you need to edit this yourself. Okay, because this stuff is not what I would be looking at. It's not located in Newton Abbey, etc. So here's your qualifications. Also, I'm in the UK. We would spell color differently. And you've got 10,000 characters and it's using 1,399. So it's interesting, right? So you would edit this in here. Again, specializes. We wouldn't write that. We would write with an S because we are in the UK. So then, okay, so let's say, all right, this is what I'm going to use, and then click continue. And it says, let's review your job settings. So how do you screen and collect applicants? So add your screening questions, add in your rejection settings. So you can click into each one of these and it'll just say, this is automatically sent to people who don't meet the must-have qualifications. So if we click in screening questions, you say, okay, they must have a bachelor's degree. Add a screening question. Let's see, expertise with skill. What is the skill? Remember, it was video editing. Oh, okay. Video editing. How many years do you have? Must be one minimum. There we go. Okay. So now this is just an example. It's not what I'm looking for, guys, by the way. Do you want to add the hiring frame in? Let's see. Let's click continue. And it says, I'm analyzing your job post. This may take up to 10 seconds. I'm going to do a full proper walkthrough on this video, guys, and post it on the channel as well. But just in the meantime, must have qualifications, preferred qualifications. Click continue. Okay. And then it says, do you want to promote your post? And you can say £80 on a daily average, £60 on a daily average. And then you promote the job or post without promoting. Now, I'm not going to post that job, but that's a quick walkthrough on using that. So it's really interesting. Oh, thank you, Cody. Using simple, non-technical words. Yay! Cody, thank you so much. So what do you think about the AI hiring assistant? I am really tempted to test it out. I think I might test it out. Looking for my next hire. I mean, you can do it for free because you can post jobs for free on LinkedIn. So I think what I'll do is I'll spend a bit of time going through the actual job description. The other thing is you can add your own job description. I don't have one at the minute that I can use. So what about if I create a job description and I will make a video for the YouTube channel on how to use the LinkedIn AI hiring assistant, and then I'll post it on here and you guys can give me your feedback and tell me what you think. All right, that is it for the news you can use this week. Join me next week and I am sure there'll be lots more features popping up on LinkedIn that we can discuss. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me, Cody and Chiamaka. Really appreciate you guys being here live. Anybody, if you've got questions, if you missed the live, then please do just put a question below and I will do my best to answer them. And thank you so much. I will see you next week.